In this video, I'm going to be exploring my secret to how to deepen your relationship with nature. Hello, I'm Camilla Blossom and from Earth Magic, and I've been on a path of fairy shamanism for about 35 years. I'm a spiritual mentor, a land alchemist, and a soul midwife. So I wanted to take you a little deeper into some things I discovered along the way in how we deepen our relationship with nature. I know there's some that want to see the fairies and work with the gnomes and open to dragons, or are feeling these beings, seeing, sensing, knowing these beings are coming closer. We are all getting more sensitive in this energy. I've noticed myself how much more open I am, my psychic abilities, my intuition, my knowing, my sometimes vulnerability even. So I know it can feel even raw and very vulnerable to really open more to this. But developing this relationship, this connection with nature and all these spirit beings or these energies or this magic is really about opening your relationship to yourself, of course. So that reflection that nature provides us is such a beautiful way to look more deeply into ourselves, into who we are, what we're like, what we may need to let go and open to. And so what I found, and I noticed this in the first work that got me into kind of my career, was working with flower essences and making them. That was back in 2000. And since then, I've done a lot of different other things along the way that have noticed the same theme. But in that first relationship of opening to all these flowers, connecting with the spirits of the flowers, the devas, the fairies, these beautiful sentient beings, the trees, they were showing me, this is your career, you're selling them, you're engaging with people, but also on a really deep level, what they were doing was helping me love, open to love, open to love for myself, open to love from them, from nature, from the trees and flowers, and to heal those wounds and places that that I have not been able to. And that can come from our ancestry, history, our back in time. That can come through our soul journey. That can come through things that happen in this life that may be part of that pattern. So there's a lot of reasons, the path of being a human, right? A lot of reasons why we may have trouble receiving love. But ultimately, that's what we're all here to do, is to open and allow more love in, to surrender to our very nature, which is love. We are love. And that is really what connects us. The language of nature is feelings, is love, is emotional. And so it is vulnerable. And I'm going to share kind of 3 ways that I would suggest like working deeper with them. But I'd like you just to sit for a moment and observe, witness how you're feeling in your body to hear that message. What are the ways or just the feelings that you have about that, about receiving more love? Because my experience going on and working with land, working with water healing and ceremony, working with trees, working with all different aspects of nature, the mountains, the grandmothers, all different spirits, the ancestors of land, is they are all calling us home. They are all calling us back to experience more love, to experience ourselves, to experience the depth of our consciousness beyond what we think, beyond what we feel, beyond the physical body, Even though the physical body is such an important part of receiving love, there is a calling that's very strong, and you may already be experiencing that. But to deepen even further in, yeah, consider receiving. So I want to go into 3 practices and ways to kind of deepen that relationship, deepen that awareness. And the first one is to move into awareness by moving deeper into your body, like bringing your energy and your awareness further down. In our culture, we do a lot of thinking. A lot of the distractions and screen time and things that come through are really to keep us up here, keep us thinking, keep us with our ideas, keep us kind of ungrounded. So we're being asked to move more and more and more into our body and love our bodies, love that part of us. So moving into the pelvis area, moving into where our intuition is embodied. So we're not just doing our intuitive third eye, but we're actually taking what we know to be true through our intuition down into our physical body, our womb or hara or solar plexus, and making sure that our head, our heart, and our body are aligned. And so just imagine now, and you can practice this in this moment of dropping into full embodiment, full presence within your body. Imagine rooting and grounding into the crystalline grid of the earth, into her beautiful network of crystals inside the earth, which is her communication system. By just intending that and allowing that, you're tapping into the oneness of nature. You're tapping into also all the multi-dimensions of Earth, not just the 3D we've been in, but the new Earth, the 5D, the 7D, all those different dimensions of nature that are expressed. And so connecting into that crystalline grid will connect you with that beautiful unfolding, unfurling, love dance of magic and joy in the moment. So just imagine that, and that you are a crystalline being as well. And you can also connect with the sun, the crystalline energy of the sun. And that way you have a beautiful vertical axis of connection, of awareness. So just being in that awareness. And a great practice is just to breathe with that awareness. Be aware of your breath, just a couple of breaths. And what that simple practice does is it gets us out of our mind, slows down the thinking mind, gets us deeper in our body. You can imagine the breath going deep in the body, brings more awareness, connects us with our consciousness and the presence of the now, slowing down. And if you've really done any connection with nature, I know with making flower essences and the medicine and sitting with the land and doing land alchemy, it really is a beautiful process of slowing yourself down from kind of the human speed of things and letting yourself move fully into more awareness. And to be honest, it may not always be comfortable, but the more you practice, the more it will be natural, and you'll want to be there all the time. And some of you are. Then the second thing I want to talk about is our imagination. And this is where our inner child, our ability to pretend, to create, to be a creative, co-creative being. So this is the part of us that often was not given permission when we were children to be creative, to do what we want, to daydream, to watch the clouds, to play in the dirt. So I encourage you to embrace your inner child, the one that was the nature one, that loved nature, And to go in deeper, and this is the one that I see as more yin, like more receptive of receiving what images, what feelings, what colors, what energies. You can even imagine right now as we're on this video, some of the things that you're perceiving around you at your own home, and letting that inner connection, that love flow. You might get a sense that there's a tree and it's alive and there's gnomes there. I do this gnome dance process. It's a dance that the gnomes taught me, and it's one to connect with them. And it's so great because I've taught this quite a few times. And what I found really helpful for people is, okay, we're going to do this. And a lot of people can be like, oh, this is kind of silly. I don't need to connect with them. Who are they? But if you can suspend your judgment or your adult idea of things and let yourself move into imagination, move into the joyful, playful wonder of a child, a wonder that you hold within, and let yourself have fun, step out of pressure, and kind of go into that dreaming, creative place. There's a lot of delight. And to be honest, I couldn't do any of the work that I've done. You know, I've written 3 books about mermaids and connecting with the sacred spirits of Gaia, and flower essences. I've done this work for many, many years of connecting with plants and the plant medicine and spirits, connecting with all the different fairies and fairy realms and grandmothers and spirits of land and the waters. And I couldn't have done any of it if I didn't allow my inner child to take part and to delight in it. Because what I found is she would get shut down if I would get too in my head or too many plans or not spontaneous enough, or just moving away from the love vibe, that receptivity. So your imagination is the gateway to open you to that secret, receptive love space. And the love of nature, like when we're children, the love of all of nature just pours into us and fills us. And that's just such a natural thing of receiving that and then giving back with fun and delight. And so I encourage you to use your imagination. Oh, yeah, I think I didn't tell you the rest of the gnome story. I would tell people to pretend that they saw their gnome at the end of the dance when we were connecting in and opening to seeing them or perceiving their presence. And when I told people, just pretend that your gnome's there and you can see him or her, that your gnome is present. And it worked every time. Like, I think everyone that did that dance had some, not necessarily a visual perception, but some kind of sense or knowing that their gnome was there dancing with them. So there's a power in that pretending, because this is imagination. Pretending to me is about the shamanic journeying, the trance journeying that I share quite a bit with my students, and in the work that I share is moving into those other worlds, the lower world, the middle world, and the upper world, and working in these realities that expand our sense of what this reality here is. Okay, so awareness and imagination. And then the last one is engagement. And nature wants to engage with us. We're at a point in time where that is absolutely necessary. It's absolutely crucial that we engage with nature. We are co-creative beings. We're here to create. We're here to create with them, with these spirits, with these energies, with the land, the trees, the waters. And this is, I see, as more the yang dynamic action taking place. So it can also be that you use your imagination to tune in to the creativity, to what you wish to create and do. And then the engagement is to actually, okay, what are we going to be doing together? And this is sort of the call for a lot of us to move forward into our work, into our sharing, into our expression, into our doing what we may have been judged in the past. We may have had soul wounds about it. We may have, like, I'm scared to be seen, like all the different things. We're at a point where, like, the veils are gone. None of that is real anymore. We may be used to it, but the more you can just take those steps and engage and take action. And so from nature's point of view, they would love to have buddies with any of you. If you want a buddy with a dragon, a gnome, a fairy, a tree, a waterway, the spirit of a waterway. So that buddy system, the partnering with them, even marriage, like marrying the land you're taking care of, really making a commitment to tending and caring for whatever aspect of nature you choose. And doing that, you're kind of announcing to the universe, you want to open communication, you want to open connection, you want to have a real relationship or a deepening relationship if you're already doing this. So that kind of commitment and care can really open you up to knowing you are love, knowing you are part of nature, that you are part of the forest, that you are part of the magic. And so you're more participating with nature, weaving circles. And, every time I lead a journey or meditation, like with my patron group, I always see the fairy realms and the elementals come in, and they're always weaving. It's kind of like seeing a basket weaving, but it's with light energy. Like if we're doing things in circle, it's like seeing the weaving of these energies coming together. And so with this engagement, you're actually weaving and coming together with these magic beings. And how can you not have a beautiful opening to relationship if you're creating this care and tending and connection with these beings and these places? So yeah, it's really about choosing the relationship. And a great question I learned from some of my teachers, the twin trees, years ago, that you can ask is kind of a way, instead of having an intention that you kind of come up with, that may be more mind focused or even from your heart, but this way of connecting in with your land, with the directions, with the spirits, in whatever way you pray, whatever way you connect. But asking that question when you feel really centered between the north, the south, the east, and west, and that you're at the center between the earth, air, fire, and water, and asking, what do you want to co-create with the elementals right now? Or what do you want to co-create with nature right now? And let the answer rise up from the earth into your body to inform you. And that way, you'll really be opening to that commitment and that connection with the earth, with nature, and all the spirits here. So I hope that was helpful to connect. That was awareness, imagination, and engagement. And so practice those things, open to receiving the love and being the love that you are, nature, and enjoy. Thank you so much. And if you would like to learn more about my work and how you can get involved in this kind of these practices, check out camillablossom.com. Thank you.